Sometimes the best part of garage sale finds are walking in, talking to people, and finding things in their home that they didn't even realize they had. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, so I grew up around the second heyday of audio. Vintage vinyl, going to the stereo shop, hanging out with a beer and a pizza after work if you worked at the stereo store because you wanted to listen to the difference between 3 or 4 sets of speaker wire that you were selling in the store every day. I walked into this sale last week looking for my usual vinyl records, old instruments that needed a repair, but what I found was shocking. I asked the homeowner, is there any vinyl, any vintage instruments that maybe need to be repaired? And the answer is just absolutely no, nothing. Kids took everything. This is just the last of the items in our life for the garage sale, probably before they had an estate sale. But then she says, there is a poster. It's in the study, she called it, or a reading room, second bedroom. You're welcome to go have a look at that. Okay, this is the legendary, iconic image from the audio hi-fi wars, cassette tape wars from the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. Now let me tell you, this thing is massive. This is not a poster from Z Gallery. This is a imported by a company in New York, museum piece, or a gallery piece it's called. And when you look at the way it's constructed, it's incredible. This is not a poster from Zia. This is a gallery level printed on a wood frame with a Lexan or an acrylic front that I have never seen. And if you do some research, you'll find that this company that's listed down in the corner is the importer of a French print that was done specifically for galleries, for big hi-fi shops. And if you remember those days, there were some huge hi-fi shops in New York, in LA, in Nashville, in Miami, where, they had Ferraris on the showroom floor along with audio equipment that you could buy. This was typically the image that was in those shops because it was unbelievable. If you look closely, you'll see that the concept was done by a man named Lars Anderson. The photography was Steve Steigman in 1979. I'd like to know the background of the speaker. It looks like it might be a Pioneer, maybe a JBL, has that very heavily textured grill on the front. And then what about that chair? Looks an awful lot like one of the Eames Brothers chairs. What do you know about this poster? Do you know whose speakers those are? Do you know who designed the chair? Do you know who the actor is? Is that your great-granddad? I'd love to find out more information about this. I'm going to keep digging, and I'll put it in the description if I find it. This is not just a garage sale find. This is a real treasure. It's going to be listed on our eBay shop, and it's going to be listed locally on Facebook because it is pretty gigantic. Fun arts. It's fun because it's arts and music and the audio industry and the cassette wars. Hey, and if you like this kind of audio content on electronics, on music, on vinyl, make sure to check out the playlist here and see some of our other videos.